Hi, my name's Omid Daryani. I'm the Senior Brand Manager for the EverQuest franchise. Welcome to the Roundtable. With me today is Jeff Butler, the Creative Director of EverQuest Next.
Hello, everyone.
Today, we're talking about guilds and characters. Should you have one guild per character, or should you have more flexibility in that? And I think what we saw on the poll was quite a bit of enthusiasm. People have their minds made up.
Numbers were really weighted.
Yeah, so no one is on the fence here. A lot of people think it should just be one guild per character, and then almost an equal amount of people say it should be the opposite. There should be flexibility. So one of the things that I thought was really cool was the way that people were talking about it in the discussion. And people were really going in all directions with it, talking about alliances between guilds, talking about the fellowship system from EverQuest and from Vanguard.
Yep, all those different social structures.
Yeah, and just saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this? I want this, I want this, because people are really passionate about this. This is where you make your friends.
Yes.
So I think we probably want to start with, how do guilds work in other games?
In other games, it's really usually straightforward. Other games tend to focus on multiple characters, right? You've got one class that you can be in each character, you've got a couple of things you might be able to harvest, and you've got one crafting skill generally per character, right? Or limited number of crafting skills. So over time, people create multiple persona so that they can expand outward in the game, and a lot of times those people join different guilds, right? On your main character, you might raid. On your subsidiary characters, you might be in a social guild. Right? Or a crafting guild, for instance.
And so people join different guilds because of different interests.
Exactly.
You don't want to be in a raiding guild with your crafter because if you need supplies, things like that.
If you need help, if you need advice, if people are knowledgeable about a particular thing, they tend to gather together in one particular guild.
Now, for EverQuest Next, we've been talking about a much more flexible structure to our character design. So how does that impact how we're thinking about guilds?
So in EverQuest Next, because we're planning on giving people the opportunity to live in one avatar, right? According to our intentions, you'll be able to level up multiple classes. You'll be able to harvest everything in the world. You'll be able to do different crafting classes within one individual character, right? We don't force you to create multiple avatars. Because of that, we're thinking it's quite likely that players are going to want to have the opportunity to join different social structures and guilds. On the weekend, you may like to build. On the weekdays, you may care to raid or adventure on one particular character, one single guy.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's always, I don't want to say annoyed me, but kind of bugged me in other games is when I get onto my alt, like my crafting alt, I lose that conversation with what I would consider sort of my main guild.
Yep.
And so what you're saying really gives you the ability to just stay online with both of those guilds, right?
You're effectively in both of those channels or in multiple channels at once.
And so for the folks who are saying, hey, I want one guild per character, right? Because either, and it goes kind of back to the conversation we had about chat and friends lists and things like that. If I want to be one guild, one character, we're not going to stop you from that, right?
No, but because the paradigm is changing a little bit in our game, because we're offering something that you haven't seen before in other games. The process of creating in our game is literally a fully fleshed out experience. I'm sure that there will be some people, particularly for periods of time, that just want to spend time building. They want to cooperate in our cooperative groups to build things. They may want to build alone. They may want to do something that's absolutely huge, build some form of mega structure, something really exciting. Giving them the opportunity to set up those individual groups and to form those friendships and maintain contact with people over time. I think that paradigm in our game will push people into being in multiple guilds.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a little bit of what we're thinking right now, where we're going with this. I think what would be the most helpful to us as we're continuing this discussion is if you guys can tell us places that you've seen guilds really work in other games, or ideas for sort of features or interactions that maybe we haven't seen before, or how you can see it work with this idea in EverQuest Next that you are one, you can be one character that covers all of the skills. How does that change the perception of guilds?
Absolutely.
So thank you guys again for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next week.